conference table covered in documents, an IT professional, and Jones's chief of staff who had flown in unannounced from New York. These people are nuts. I mean, apart from, look, because they just quit their job without people being crazy. Like, they're just demented in Hollywood. Anyways, it goes on. It says, apart from Jones's chief of staff, Abel had never seen any of them before. After being ushered into the conference room, Abel sees that the security guards posted just outside its doors. Sorry to laugh, but like, they're all nuts. They're all insane. They don't know they're insane though. Blocking the exit. In a menacing and cold tone, the attorney points to documents and tells Abel to review and sign them. This is what I would imagine it's like reading a cult. The attorney claims that Jones' work believes she had proprietary information on her personal laptop and will likely have grounds to sue if Abel does not allow them access. So it goes on and she basically says, like, please, I've had this number since I was a kid. She's shell-shocked. She wants to get out of there. She doesn't want to sign the document. She doesn't have anybody representing, telling her like that she had to hand this over. Apparently, the attorney then presents Abel with a list of approximately 10 documents, accuses her of having accessed them and stolen them. Abel denies having done so. The IT specialist conducts a search of her laptop, which again turns up nothing. So they think that she's colluding. I don't know what they think is going on, but you have to imagine that at this same time, Blake is starting to get bad press, okay? So I have seen this happen before. I kid you not, okay? When somebody leaves a company, people get kooky with their conspiracy theories about who they're potentially colluding with, okay? It's happened to me. And you really are like, hey man, like, I just want to leave this company. And they're going, nope, this can't be it. You must be doing something. You must be doing something behind the scenes to try to spite me, because why would you want to leave me? I'm so great. This is like a Hollywood psychotic mentality. So they're going through her stuff. They're not finding anything in her stuff. They take her phone, and this is how, magically, Ryan and Blake end up with these text messages that they later doctor, which we are able to see in the full context later, that the New York Times later doctors to make people think that they were plotting against Blake Lively, when in reality, they were just laughing at the fact that as the crisis PR person, Melissa Nathan, and as the main PR person now, because they're walking with her, that they actually didn't have to do any work because people just didn't like Blake Lively. So it's like Steph from Jones' work, Steph Jones's narcissism. She can't see clearly, and she just thinks she's being plotted against. And she's had a rough year because there's a bunch of employees that are starting to speak about how awful she is behind the scenes. And then you couple that with Ryan and Blake's narcissism, and you've got essentially Hollywood types that truly suffer from this God complex. Okay, it's a God complex. Like, there's no way I'm not liked. There's no way anyone wants to leave me. It is so obvious that some people must be plotting behind the scenes. Like, Candace must be plotting with this person. They're crazy. They're just insane, okay? And now it's too late. You got the messages, and they're going to the New York Times. Now, let me tell you what Steph does not know, okay? Because when I got this, I was going, okay, this case is going to get insane, people, okay? So what Steph did, majorly here, obviously, was I am seeing clearly here, like, she helped to get the civil complaint pieces out of the text messages. That's how the messages got handed over. Whether she's going to argue that she had to hand them over, or like Ryan, whatever, I think my suspicion is these two were colluding, okay, because neither could see past their own nose. But the potential blowback here for WME as a whole, essentially, you can't message me because I'm so-and-so, you can't message me because I'm so-and-so. Well, apparently, because Ryan and Blake were immediately, as we saw in the filings, being litigious, being psychopathic, being crazy, trying to take over the film. I mean, the timeline reveals to us the first time that Ryan screamed at Justin Baldoni, the first time he yelled at him, was when Justin Baldoni asked the trainer who Blake got for him, how much does Blake weigh so that we can train for me to lift her up? And he showed that there was a scene where he's supposed to lift her up. He had like a double herniated disc thing. It's all documented. Like, this guy was just literally trying to make sure that he lifted her in a way that wouldn't injure his back. And then when Ryan gets home from Wrexham, he's like, "Brr, brr, you asked how much my wife weighs to make sure you don't hurt your back. Don't you ever do that again." Like, beta male stuff. Well, because they were being crazy early on in 2023, somebody, and I don't know who the person was, okay? Somebody advised everyone to record everything. Somebody had a gut instinct and said, we need to record everything, because they were already being accused of things that weren't true, right? Ryan and Blake are insane. They're saying things that didn't happen. She's saying like he said sexy on set. He's like, I said sexy on set because you said sexy on set, and this is how you discussed wardrobe with me, so I thought it was okay. And like they already can see which way the wind is blowing, okay? So I don't know who gave us advice. I mean, they said record everything. This is the reason why she didn't think the scene was recorded, or she didn't think that it was on, like they were catching the audio, and they have it, okay? This advice maybe it came from Sony, maybe it came from lawyers, maybe it came from PR, maybe it came from Steve Sarwitz, maybe it came from Justin Butler and his wife, who said start recording everything, okay? Who knows? But because the writing was on the wall early on, they wanted to leave nothing to Ryan and Blake's crazy-ass, wild Game of Thrones, driving, breathing imaginations, and they started recording everything, and I'm talking conversations with execs, everything is recorded. They made it early. We're dealing with an unhinged couple, so we need to cover our asses as a matter of a basic safety decision, okay? And boy, oh boy, is that instinct, that early instinct that somebody had about to pay off. So this is like when the criminals are lying, saying the police officer beat him, but he didn't know the police officer had the body cam on, and the CCTV footage from up above, everything is like, oh man, you got really caught cold lying about this one. This is one of these circumstances. Remember, New Jersey, which is where It Ends With Us was filmed, is a one-party record state, okay? So I don't know if you know this, every state has its own recording rules, which means that like I am in the state of Tennessee, we are one-party recording, so if someone calls me right now, I can record it for safety. I'm just gonna record this conversation for safety, I don't know, and I do this, by the way, with journalists, when they call me, I record the conversation just for safety, because I don't trust them. I'm not saying they're not gonna lie, I'm saying they are gonna lie, and so I record every conversation, so I have a record of it. So New Jersey is a one-party record state, and so this is a major oopsies, because they're all like crabs in the barrel. They're all lying right now, thinking that their lawyers are going to be able to prove and dissuade the public, but there are like undeniable facts, and it's not just the fact that they captured her alleged assault on camera. It's everything. The lawsuit is about to get insane. The recordings are going to be slow. It's going to be painful drip now that everybody has published their lies. Just like I said, like they were shocked and they couldn't believe they had an audio recording of her alleged sexual harassment, and then now they're like trying to come up and change the public perception, and a lot of that gonna happen. And I'm telling you, these WME execs, Stephanie, her husband, they're gonna be having some tough conversations because this is gonna blow back on them. And by the way, if you're talking about an agency, this is gonna hurt them. I mean, like really hurt this agency, because you don't wanna believe that execs at the very tippity top are being essentially threatened or bullied or coerced or extorted, and by a couple like Ryan and Blake or like Taylor Swift, right? There are some conversations that were had, and I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good for any of these people. Like, this is not good for Endeavor, and it's all because Stephanie Jones was a little paranoid, okay? She was like, nobody, genuinely, Steph, if you're watching this, I genuinely don't like Blake Lively. Like, I genuinely know, I've known she's a brat. Nobody's paying me to say this. No one's told me to say this. I think people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and there was no plot against you, okay? Come down from your high horse to say for Blake and Ryan, there's no plot. You're genuinely this despicable and unlikable. Having went for the lawsuit, even more so. So if the next Deadpool movie fails, I want you to know, no one's plotting. We just don't like you. I hope that clears things up for you. A couple more things that I'm going to tell you first. I want to remind you about Oracle, because if you think it is a bit overhyped, whether or not you think it's overhyped, AI is suddenly everywhere, from self-driving cars to molecular medicine to business efficiency. If it's not in your industry yet, you know that it's coming, and it's coming fast. But AI needs a lot of speed and computing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? Well, it's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, also known as OCI. OCI is a blazing fast and secure platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, plus all your AI and machine learning workloads. OCI costs 50% less for compute and 80% less for networking, so you're saving a pile of money. Thousands of businesses have already upgraded to OCI, including Vodafone. You have Thomson Reuters and Suno AI. Right now, Oracle is offering to cut your current cloud bill in half if you move over to OCI, which is huge. For new US customers with minimum financial commitment, the offer will end on March 31st, however. So see if your company qualifies for the special offer at oracle.com/Candace. Again, that's oracle.com/Candace. Also reminding you about Pure Talk, one of our great sponsors here, because this country was founded on freedom from a country that forced us to buy overpriced tea, then tried blockading us when we dumped their tea into the ocean. How did that work out? Well, I'll tell you how it worked out. I married an Englishman, so I think they're back. Anyways, it's time to throw your overpriced big wireless contract overboard too. You don't need to pay $100 a month just to get a free phone. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. You can choose an iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0. And yes, this is for premium service, unlimited talk, text, 25 gigs of data, and a mobile hotspot at a fraction of the price of the big guys. All on America's most dependable 5G network. You get your iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0 by visiting puretalk.com/Candace. I'm sorry, that's puretalk.com/Owens today. Switching is easy. Again, puretalk.com/Owens to claim your new iPhone or your Galaxy with qualifying purchases from Pure Talk, America's wireless company. All right, so some more points.